Hey guys, I'm Heather.
I'm Emma.
And welcome to our podcast. We are on the scene, reflecting on Mississippi's top stories.
But before we get into all of that, we wanted to introduce ourselves and just let you know a little bit about us.
So, what is there to know? Well, turns out there's a lot. So, my name is Heather Harrison. I'm the Reflector news editor. I'm a junior communications student studying both public relations and broadcast journalism, and I plan to live in New York City one day. My favorite band of all time is ABBA. A close second is One Direction. My guilty pleasure, not even that guilty though, like I love them. Anyway.
See, I think I support ABBA. I can't get behind One Direction.
No! We need to convert her, guys.
I'm sorry.
My favorite celebrities, aka my divorced parents, are Harry Styles and Taylor Swift. Love them, love their work. My favorite song is If It Wasn't for the Nights by ABBA, a certified bop, or Enchanted by Miss Taylor Swift. And
Okay.
my hot take is that you should eat Takis, Cheetos, and Doritos and other similar chips with chopsticks or a fork to prevent your hands from getting messy while you eat them.
Oh, I just think of that. You know that picture of Oscar Isaac? He has a beanie on, he's got like a thick mustache, and he's just eating hot Cheetos with
those
chopsticks.
Yes, I used to do this all the time in high school, and my friends made fun of me until they tried it, and they were like, Heather, this is life-changing, honestly.
You know, see, I would do it, but I suck at using chopsticks.
Chopsticks are fun. You can also use a fork. Like, you just kind of like prong it.
You
Or like
can
you can use
fork, it's gonna
you can-
disintegrate.
You can use a spoon and you can like pick up your Cheeto with a spoon.
No.
Why not? I don't understand. Okay.
You don't want to like pierce it. No. Okay, hey, I'm Emma. I'm a senior communication major, concentration in public relations. I am the opinion editor here at The Reflector, and that's kind of how Heather and I know each other. My favorite kind of old school band, I would say, is The Grateful Dead. They slap. No doubt about it.
They do slap.
We both agree that
They
the
do slap.
70s do slap.
Oh, the 70s do be slapping.
They do be. As of more like my modern band, I would say Hozier. Yes, he is a band. It's not just him. I saw him at...
Look at Emma's eyes when it's not just him, guys. Believe me.
I saw him at Hangout Fest, and he's got like this whole group of people, and everybody knows like 4 instruments. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And-
Hozier gives me big like forest, like
I
witchy
really felt like I
vibes.
was just being rebirthed at Hangout Fest on that beach. So
Dang, I'm jealous.
definitely 10 out of 10. Go see him. One of my favorite songs, I would say, like all time, is probably Dreams by the Cranberries. They just have really great songs anyway. My mom introduced me to them, actually, because she was in college in the 90s, and that was just kind of the scene.
Not a huge Cranberries girl, but you know, I can
But-
get into like the indie beats.
See, I really liked it because I've always liked them just as a band, but then I started watching Dairy Girls on Netflix. If y'all don't know what that is, it's like an Irish kind of, it's Catholic school kind of related thing, and I kind of relate to that because I went to Catholic school in high school. But it was just kind of funny. That's like their kind of anthem for it, so it really gives you that kind of coming of age vibe. So it's definitely a bop.
Certified bop.
Yes. And my hot take is Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets are better refrigerated. You can fight me on this, but just try it.
I have no thoughts on this as the resident vegetarian, but leave us your thoughts in the comments of the YouTube video, or if you're following us on Spotify or on Anchor.fm, go ahead and drop us an Instagram comment. What is your hot take? We'd love to know.
Or if you disagree with me, I will argue.
Emma is very opinionated. This opinion corner is... Never mind. Okay. Anyway, so now let's get into how we met.
Oh man, once upon a time.
Once upon a time, little Emma and little Heather, literally 1 year ago.
Not even that another one.
Yeah, not even, like, this, like 1 year younger, basically.
Pretty much,
So, we both decided to apply for the Reflector about fall of last year, and we both were writing for the Life and We were both writing for the Life and Entertainment
Doing good.
sections. For the Life and Entertainment section, and last year was a COVID year, so we were all on WebEx. We didn't really know each other in person, but she tell them what you thought about me at first.
So basically, all I knew Heather was is from For This and Up on WebEx,
Yeah.
and anytime we'd have a meeting, Heather would always be writing something. She would have gotten probably 2 or 3 articles assigned to her from like multiple sections.
Oh, absolutely. I was writing
doing it.
Yeah.
Literally anytime Sarah Morgan, the life editor, would like propose something, Heather's like, "Oh, I'll write it. No worries."
It was a fun year. I love writing life stuff. I don't write enough life stuff now, but now I'm kind of sequestered in the news section. But yeah, pretty much always grabbing a story. So we met on WebEx originally, and then we both were hired as editors of The Reflector, and so now we're here in this office together. Emma's desk is here, and mine is just across the room, and so being in close proximity to one another has developed a very funny and sarcastic friendship. We are always giving our hottest takes and talking tea, and there's always something going on in this corner of The Reflector office.
Yeah.
So, and now we decided to start a podcast.
But honestly, before we even had that relationship, we were like super nice and sweet to each other, always complimenting each other's work, being like, "Oh, you did such a
we
great
had like
article."
a friendly like Slack relationship.
And then we actually met each other.
Yeah.
And
friendship was born.
Yes.
So yay. Now we're going to talk about the origin story of the podcast. So, going back to the origin, I've always wanted to have a podcast. I thought it was the coolest idea. I listen to a lot of podcasts. My favorite are true crime podcasts and like funny deep dive TV show podcasts like Office Ladies. So, I always thought I would do like a kind of pop culture type situation. But then I got the idea to do more of a newsy podcast because I interview a lot of people for my articles that I write. And I think that I do really good interviews, and I love sitting down with those people and hearing their voices, like, just brings so much life to a story, I think. And so I just thought of the idea, like, what if I included parts of the interview that didn't make it into my story? So like the backstory, or like, something, if we went on a tangent about something interesting. And so I kind of had this idea, and then I was telling Emma about it because we have class together and then we have work together. This was literally Monday.
Yes, but so I actually did not have this dream up until, was it Monday?
Yeah, it was Monday at 9 a.m.
Yes, in the morning we were coming to work on our layouts and stuff, and Heather started mentioning that to me. And I've had a podcast before, and I really enjoyed doing it, but my friends have since moved away, and it's kind of just... So, now I was just kind of looking around, vibing in my corner, and Heather was like, "Hey, I want to do a podcast." And I was like, sounds interesting. I said that in my head. I didn't say this out loud. And then she
was supportive all the way.
Yes. And she was like, "But I need somebody to do it with," because Tanner kept saying, "Oh yeah, you need a partner. I was like, should I do it? Should I say something? And of course I say she wrote me into it, but I joined it my own will.
Exactly. So if she ever says I roped her into anything, it is false.
It's on the record now.
It's on the record. I'm just a very persuasive person, and this is a very good opportunity. Yeah. So that's our story. So thanks to Tanner Marlar, sports editor. Check out his podcast as well, The Dudes, for telling us that we need to partner up because now we have a great thing here.
It's great.
So that's the origin story of the podcast. It was a 2:30 a.m. thought on a Sunday night.
There it is.
By yours truly. So what is this podcast even about, you guys? You've been blabbing for 10 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
Let's get down to it.
Enough about us.
Enough about us. What are we bringing to you? So every Thursday, we will bring you a fresh, new podcast, fresh from the pillars of audio technology.
Yes. So it will mainly just be centered around Mississippi news. Of course, a large chunk of that will be The Reflector.
Yes,
since we both work here, but we will also be branching out into just other areas of the state and covering other journalist stories and just kind of having a conversation about that.
Yeah, so we basically want to keep you guys in the loop with what Mississippi's top stories are, and we will be localizing a lot, like Emma said, because we have a huge Starkville and MSU community here to hone into. A lot of resources. I've written a lot of articles. There's a lot of interviews that we can go into, but we're also going to bring in special guests from time to time to really deep dive on certain subjects that we haven't covered in The Reflector, and we're always, down for suggestions and anything like that. If you guys want us to deep dive on something, always let us know. But we will be breaking down an interview, talking about the person themselves and talking about our conversation. And then we'll segue into what I like to call Emma's Opinion Corner.
And I'll basically just give you all my hot takes and just the stuff that we've talked about that week necessarily in my section. It doesn't always have to be something that I've written, but it can just be like something that people are talking about on social media.
Yeah.
So just stuff like that.
Yeah. So
keep it light, keep it fun.
Yeah, we'll have the more heavy, hard-hitting, less commentary, more just discussion, and then we'll kind of bridge into an opinion corner with hot takes, and we'll also offer you some pop culture, entertainment, music, movies, all of the above.
You know I love movies.
Oh yeah, Emma is Miss Stream Queen. I love a lot of music, so I'm so excited to talk about music with Emma. We have a lot of music in common. We love Miss Swift. We love our indie girls in music.
When Red
as well.
comes out, you better bet.
Yes, and so also whenever a certain special album comes out, like Red or Taylor's version, or like any sort of album that we both really like, we'll probably do a special episode about that album. We'll break it down for you guys. We'll bust out the tissue box or the pom poms if it's a cheerful album.
We'll see.
We'll see. Probably not going to be cheerful albums, but
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But we're also here to offer you some music reviews from two non-experts, and also just opinions. I don't get to share mine enough with the public. So
I get to share mine plenty, but I'm always willing to share more with the public,
So we are so excited to bring you all of this from both of our desks and from the collective mind of the Reflector editors. None of this would be possible without,
I said, heck yeah.
Yeah. None of this would be possible without our Reflector co-editors and other staff members, so we appreciate you guys. Shout out to the Reflector. Check them out on social media. We are not the Reflectors podcast, but we are affiliated with the Reflectors, so we would love for you guys to check them out. And if you're coming from the Reflector, thanks for checking us out.
Yeah, we love it. If you want to find us on social media, we are on Twitter and on Instagram
At On The Scene Pod.
Yes. And also our email is that same type of thing. It's onsthescenepod@gmail.com.
So you can go ahead and submit questions, comments, or audio clips to our Instagram. I don't know if audio clips will work on Twitter, but you can also email us any questions. Or if you would like to be a guest on our podcast, please email us at onsthescenepodcast@gmail.com. We would love to have you.
Or just feel free to slide in our DMs. That works too.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever you're vibing with,
Yeah. You can follow our personal Instagrams and Twitters. We will have everything linked down below. You can feel free to reach out to us on there as well, if you just don't feel like reaching out to the pod Instagram. But we are basically excited to bring this to you guys. We want it to be a very collaborative community project. We want to hear what you guys are talking about. So always feel free to offer suggestions. And we'll see you on Thursday.
We'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.